Chapter 6. It is hard to be happy for your best friend when you are utterly disappointed yourself. On Monday back at school, Carl Renbury is in one of his strange moods where he is on purposely causing himself to get told off. He is not even being funny, just stupid. He's been going around snapping people's pencils in half. Sometimes it is a help to snap a pencil if you are feeling utterly stressed. When I say why, he just says, why not? He says it in this annoying voice that he uses to make Toby Hockling laugh. No one else at all finds it funny. It's easy to make Toby Hockling laugh. You only have to say bum, and sometimes not even that. I don't bother talking to Carl when he is like this. Mrs. Wilburton is walking about in this very pleased with herself way, and then she says, when everybody is quite ready and has stopped talking, I have an announcement to make. Of course, she doesn't wait for everybody to be ready. She never does. So why does she bother saying it? She says, I'm putting up a list of the people who will be in the school production. Everybody who wants to be in it will have a part of some sort, and that even includes Carl Renbury, who I know thinks he is above being in The Sound of Music. But I'm afraid for you, Carl, it is compulsory, which means he has to be in it, like it or not. Being in the school play is his punishment for the notice about Mrs. Wilburton's legs looking like trotters. I look at the list and find out I will not be playing the part of Liesl von Trapp, but will be none 4. I'm utterly disappointed, and I can't understand because Zarina says I have a natural ability to express myself with drama. And Zarina is a really good drama person, and if she says I am good and I have natural ability to express myself, then I am sure she is right. So why am I playing one of the nuns? I don't want to play a nun. I want to wear a nice outfit. I'm only allowed to be a backup voice of singing because Mrs. Wilburton tells me that I do not have a good voice. She said it is loud without being tuneful, which is not her paying me a compliment. I always thought I was a good singer. Anyway, people who have a voice that sounds like a foghorn should be careful about telling other people they are not tuneful. Of course, Grace Grappolo is going to play the part of Liesl, which she has only gotten because everyone thinks she is so pretty and is a good singer, and she does tap dancing. Betty is going to play Louisa, which is the second main one of the Von Trapp children. I'm finding it quite tricky to be pleased for Betty and also say that I am pleased because I would adore to play the part of Louisa, and I can barely utterly speak because I am very full of envy. But Betty says, your part is important because you are one of the nuns who pushes Maria out into the big wide world, and therefore why she meets Captain Von Trapp and ends up falling in love with him and getting married and escaping from the Nazis and everything. And so really, when you think about it, to be playing one of the nuns is the most important thing, whereas Louisa is just one of the many Von Trapp children, and if she wasn't there, no one would even notice. Susie Wu will be Maria. Carl hasn't bothered to look at the list. He says the only part that's any good is the Captain Von Trapp one. If I have to be in a drippy play, I hope I get to be him. He wants to order everyone around, which is something that Captain Von Trapp does a lot. But Mrs. Wilburton says Carl is to play Rolf, who is the boyfriend of Liesl. Carl says that is a sissy part and he will not be doing any kissing. Captain Von Trapp is being played by Robert Granger, which is of course ridiculous. I do not think this will be a good school play, in fact. I walk home from school on my own because Betty has to go off to her trumpet lesson. Betty says she isn't enjoying learning the trumpet because she thinks her cheeks are stretching. So far, I am not learning an instrument, but I think I will soon because who knows? I might be really good at it, and if I don't try, I will never know, and that might be my natural talent, musicalness. And then I will have missed my chance to be really famous and well known as a household name, which would be a shame. Betty says she doesn't think she will be a household name for the trumpet. Now, it is more important than ever for me to find what my natural talent is, since I will not get to be spotted for my drama. Not being picked for things is a very scarring thing for a child. That's what Betty's mom, Moll, says. I'm absolutely covered in scars. When I get in, I go and watch one of my Ruby Redford videos because I want to find out what Ruby would do in my situation, i.e., utterly disappointed. It's an episode called It Ain't So Bad, Ruby. It's all about Ruby getting sick so she can't take part in her school swimming competition, and of course she is the best swimmer, and the team really needs her. And she would have won the gold medal and been even more popular than usual, and you see, it all seems like a disaster for her and an utter shame. But then she is out of school at home sick and not even on a mission or anything, It just happens that this really famous movie star named Baker Irving is whizzing past her house in his sports car and suddenly gets a flat and has to knock on Ruby's door to get help because it turns out he is not good with flats. And nobody but Ruby is in because Hitch has to drive her parents to the Schroedermans for a luncheon party. And of course, Ruby has to help Baker Irving with his flat tire. And the episode ends with Baker Irving making Ruby Redford French toast, which is much better than winning a gold medal for swimming. It's a typical ending they do in Hollywood, which never happens in real life. And so the thing I discover is that Ruby never is disappointed. Nothing is ever disappointing for Ruby Redford. So you see, for once, she can't help me.